to this horoscope, guys, and I got people on my other broadcast, and you to the burnt. You done with Texas a promotion. You done dealing with businesses, and you done dealing with if it's a record company, and you done dealing with selfish people. And I realize when you live in a society like Texas, and people mad because I speak how I feel, where racism at, and people, it's not always about being confident. People can racism of a black and white person teaming up, like in Walmart, would break that. And Charles did it. People say don't hold grudges, but I don't want that same type of people around me. And people will bring you down. I'm dating this girl Felicia, right? And she met me when I was really skinny. But the only time why I gained the weight because I wasn't moving around like I should be moving, right? Hold up right fast. Um, Hold up. Why I gained the weight, why? Because I haven't been moving and I stopped doing what I'm doing, exercising more and doing what I'm doing more. And that's what happens when you're not in the moving patterns anymore. You're not moving around, you ain't working. I was walking back and forth to Marissa's house. Why? But she got the nerve to talk about my weight and she's big. You met me when I was skinny. Always a big woman talking about another person's weight. And it get to the point, hold up. You got the nerve to talk about somebody's weight. And all of these things. And what you doing? So she's back and forth talking to niggas in Dallas and they smiling in my face. I say, hold up. After that one time you did that, we have an understanding, right? We can't. I'm not giving Texas that chance where Walmart and Texas businesses took us for granted. And it's all about the products. And Governor Abbott and them care about the products, but don't care about the growth. He care about racist businesses more than anything. But let me tell Governor Abbott something. I won't let you take advantage of me. I won't let you and your state treat me like I ain't nothing because y'all got a racist problem and your business is a guy. I want Governor Abbott to hear me because I'm going to tag him in this. I won't let you and your business treat me like I ain't nothing, like Walmart did. And I'm worth something. And I'm going to do it without you. We live in that type of company. Governor Abbott. Governor Abbott. We live in that type of environment. Governor Abbott. I'm going to tell you something, another thing. I had a black woman walking around talking about nobody can sit you care about yourself. Governor Abbott. Hold on right there. I'm sorry, I gotta repeat that. And people, I'm looking at today. I'm in the car. I'm out there going to Domino's, and they looking at seeing me with my food in my hand, right? Acting jealous, but you thirsty for something. You thirsty and you don't know how to be humble, and you thirsty, but you look jealous and you got your problem in your city. I'm not gonna let you get me back in that predicament. I'm not gonna give this city a chance for racism. And I'm not out to give Desmond Miller a chance. They want you to forgive for you can do it again. Governor Abbott playing by his rules. They playing by racism rules. And God don't respect that, man. God don't respect that where people are playing by racism rules. People are playing by racism rules. Governor Abbott, and he think he's not going to be taken from off that seat behind those racist words and those racist things. You put me in this situation about your tax dollars and Trump, and you took the community side where people are getting racial profile about. But we don't have a voice. We not gonna give. It's not about being confident. I'm hanging by myself because, and I'm not getting into that because I don't want racism. I don't want Texas business anymore. I don't want Doug McMillan to break anymore. We're not playing by your rules anymore. And that's what we got to identify those things where racism business with black and white, and they mad because I'm not, because what you put me through, we forgive. I was talking to a lady in the car, her, what that is. Her sister had through something, and I had to tell her sister going through something at a pastor and going through some racism in the way the pastors shamed her out and do all of that. But I had to tell her about my Walmart situation. And I didn't tell her about everything what Walmart did, Miller and a Russell and a black woman and a Mexican woman is a white guy and a Mexican and a black woman, right? And they put me in the office and say racist things. F New Orleans, you dummy, you retarded, you ain't gonna be nothing. We don't want that type of leadership that you have with a store manager and you have with a black manager. And I don't want that type of leadership with me where you got a store manager and orientation, you see racism. You got 5 people on the left, you got 5 people on the right. And I'm at the end of the table and another and person at the end, but Charles is at the behind that person. And he's telling everybody else what things to do. I'm gonna tell you one thing where I'm dealing with racism. Every job I got, let me show you what I would get, what I would do. It's not about confidence, because if it's about confidence, it's not about that, right? And the thing is, I told them, let me show you what I can do when I get on that clock. And they took that word for granted. Racism out the black man and the white and Mexican took that for granted. This is what I've been through. This is what my black people are putting me through. And I don't want to deal with that. But Governor Abbott is for them, but they got women that leashing and getting mad because they been a part of other black people. They've been part of the society in the business, but you want something that you're not earning, that you don't understand. But you're getting jealous and mad in the car because you with those black people with racism at Walmart. And you doing it with Trap Boy Freddy and Yellow praising them. But you act like God owe you something when you're choosing to be on the wrong side of history. And that's the same thing Governor Abbott. You act like God owe you something, but you choose to be on the wrong side of history. You choose to be on racism side. You choose to be on the black people that treat us bad. You're choosing to be on their side. And people talking about they use him, and Timberland need to shut up, man. Because that TikTok stuff, I had to report, I had to file a civil rights complaint on him. But people don't like how I'm feeling because they are what they are. But that should not stop me from wanting to be more, because you had a black woman in Atlanta, and her number one thing is to say I'm gonna be alone. How can I be alone and my son with me, my newborn and my stepson. A woman gonna always talk down on you and try to break your relationship because of the foundations of it. Because she want what you can't have and manipulate. They matter more to him than disability. And then you see Governor Abbott, you see the person here. Him and Senator Tag, they matter the most. But we can't be heard. And that's the thing. We can't be heard. So the understanding of that when we dealing with certain individuals, they got a problem. Look here, well, they got a problem with what I have to say in that format. But why do I have to understand what my black people taking me for granted and what Doug Miller Weiss and him and his employees too were black and they antagonated at that Walmart, antagonization going on. So and they doing it not but trying to ruin somebody. But we the one that don't understand the French of it, the understanding of it. And the understanding of it. But you ask about your tax dollars in that mall, but you side with racism. You with the black and white racism in the business, right? They can deny it if they want. They can deny it all they want, but they know what they truly is on that Walmart clock. They can deny it all they want. And it seemed like hip hop and Dallas trying to deny they got a racist problem. It seemed like hip hop trying to deny it, right? So Governor Abbott, he care about the businesses more and Senator Ted and they tax dollars more. You side with them and Senator Ted, and then that's not right, Senator Ted. And I told you when I told the Justice Department you wrong. You had to hear that lying mayor out and the black voters. You know what I was going to tell them? The people that voted for you, they walking amongst me, Mayor. They voted for your racist words. And I'm going to tell the Justice Department, when I walk out my door and I get out that train, I bet you the people that voted for you walking amongst me, and they have a racist problem, right? But we the one that get beat, and they fight for their kids, and we got to lose, right? What do that change? What do that change? When God's children one died and the regular people still goes on. What do you change? You know what you show by change? By keeping that person alive when he fight through the battles, God said. That's how you make change. Those changes are made, even though racism going on with black and white and they teaming up on disability. Change happen when you keep the children. That when change happens. Not what the for kids for their own opinion in church in the city. But they talk about participating, right? But we the one that's losing at the end. Governor Abbott, we the one that's losing at the end. You in a wheelchair, but you for them, right? God see what you are. You stand, you and the senator stand for them, right? It's sad. You dislike them, Governor Abbott. You dislike them. You change nothing. You dislike the black and the other people, right? You dislike them. But y'all talking about rules. The senator's sad. You know what I told the civil rights? And I put your address. You have betrayed everything that you stand for. You talk about Martin Luther King. You talk about Malcolm X. You talk about one of the senators that the black guys that died. His name and John F. Kennedy. When John F. Kennedy bailed, you think they would be the when John F. Kennedy bailed someone out? You thought that was going to be the same? Huh. See, John Kennedy seemed like John Kennedy, the only real fucking president that we have, the realest fucking president ever, right? You talk about rules, but you stand in the way of it. You stand in the way of racism. You want change, but you stand in the way of truth and change. That's what you talk about rules, but look at you stand in the way. Look at you stand in the way of truth and change. Look at it. You stand in the way of it by siding with your people, right? Look at you stand in the way of it. Huh. Right? You stand in the way of the truth. Look at you. You still don't get it, right? About all of the desks y'all sit at in, you still don't get it, right? But all of the work you say you did, you ain't did nothing yet. God said you didn't do nothing. You talk about work. You talk about passing bills. You didn't do anything because you don't want to wake up to the reality of what's the world really about. You hide it. You live in the fiction of it. Look at the situation. You ain't different from them. You ain't different from them. You really ain't. You ain't different from them. You John F. Kennedy had the balls to see what it is. You know, I read the George Bush Sr. book. He saw, as a president, he saw racism in the neighborhood. But I bet you if he saw racism, he didn't just saw black, he saw black and white, but they probably was racist toward disability, right? Look at you. That's sad that you signed with them. Look at the senators now. You on their team. Look at Trump. You on their team. Look at him. Look how pitiful that is. You talking about you think what makes you better than them? Our troops and John F. Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln, and the president, they turning over in their grave to see what y'all about. That's sad. That's the saddest part in life. I got nothing else to say, but look at you, man. Every time I watch you on that news, and it's sad, you and the senators and them, you fight for them, right? That's the saddest problem, right? And people want to say I'm judging them. Look at what I understand. Look at what I understand. Look what God told me to understand. And I'm judging you, don't judge. No. You throw stones and sticks, but the mayor can't back it up, right? Hmm, that's sad. All your movies and things you stand for, you still don't get it. But me and God get it. While you lie and you hide behind your ancestors and make excuses why we can't live in the future and change what is now. Oh, I understand this rule ever since that I was a kid. But look at them. But you know what? Our black people never gonna admit what they did. Mhm. They're not gonna admit what they are and what they did to me at Walmart, right? They're not gonna admit it, right? Right? That's the difference between you and me. I don't hide and I don't live in my fiction where I can't see the truth and how things is. God said you showing me who matters the most. Governor Abbott and Senator Ted, look at you. Their opinion matters the most, right? Hmm. You know, when I die, you know what I'm gonna know? As long as I die knowing what this world truly is. And I didn't let they get the best of me. I died in God owns and family and God owns. And I know his world just as much as you. But they matter more, right? We don't have a voice, right? Grown-ups have more chance to save money and put their kids on, but the way they take care of their money is a billion kids that's crying with disabilities that want to change. They can't talk, but they wonder in their head, God say, why you made me like this? If they're in a wheelchair and they can't talk or speak and their mama have to feed them. They want to know why they're in there like that. No, I work with people with sign language. My teacher at Newman Smith. And then, and I had a classmate that didn't talk, but I understood his spirit and his mind as a classmate. Why you can't understand. One thing I didn't always focus on my work. I did my work, but I watched my teachers and them at Newman Smith High School. And one thing I had to learn to come to understand all of my classmates. I understand my teachers and how they do things. The whole time, if it's my co-op teacher, the Newman Smith cheerleader teacher, if it's everybody, and more of my other teacher, I had to watch them teach everybody else. And my substitute teacher, everybody I had to watch in Carrollton, Texas, Newman Smith. We ain't nothing like you. Before we had ventured out and got and took any other classes, we had to get to know each other the most. We was allowed to sit with anybody else. Miss Chastity, we sat with each other. That was the bond first, more than anything, right? But people are allowed to break those people, what you stand for. You know, Orion said something in church in the city, never let nobody come break up the church. God is going to come between it and get his point across. But we doing things a little different in life, right? Hmm. You care about them the most. I see what you are. Senator Ted, look at you, but you want me to, then they act scared. Then they act scared, right? Then they act scared when I was in the mall, right? But they the one with the racist problem. The Mexican and the black and white, they the one with the problem, right? But we the one that's they scared of doing violence, but they ain't trying to understand us. They outcast us, but you the one that act like you scared, right? Hmm. Sad, man. You know what? You're not worth it at the end of the day. God said he telling me you're not worth it. The Miller lied and said I stole something because he had a racist agenda with his business, right? And they still doing it. Let me tell you, God said, you know you got a lot to lose, Governor Abbott. You have a lot to lose and your community can't get it right. And you know it. Trump know what you know, right? You got a lot to lose, right? He know more than he put on. He got a lot to lose. But your society don't want to change, right? You won't have a hip hop or country when the people from UK and all the rest of them wanted to be on my team. You won't have a hip hop or country or gospel. You know more than you know, right? But your people so stuck up in the mind and lie and believe Yellow Breeze in the mayor, right? All you do is gotta let me go. This is nothing. You can't change your society. You lose, right? You losers, right? Trump no more. You know more. If I leave here with that blueprint and those ideas, America gonna go from you're gonna lose more money from country and gospel and techno and anything else the rest of them, right? But your community wanna lie and come up and use, right? In hip hop, right? We talking about the fit of hip hop here. You have not understood that yet. When I was at Addison, they had people trying to take pictures and copy off of me, right? When I was in Willabit Mall going to Plano talking, interacting, but it's all about them at the end. Look at you. You know, I get New York respect. Used to have the New York network, had the balls to hit me out. Not like y'all, right? Used to get iHeart respect for this listening, right? That's something y'all can't do, right? Usually I give iHeart respect to anything. We're gonna settle this with Doug McMillan by giving me all my money from 1216. That's how we're gonna settle this. That's how we're gonna settle this. I want everything back. That's how we're gonna settle this. But you talk about participating. You'll never get it. You care about the participating when they still judge. Even those kids at that baseball field, and we talked during that crowd that day, they feel the same way. Right? But what life, what cost for black people to still lie and the rest of them to still lie and act like they don't have a problem? And it's the personality that comes with it. And the personality that comes with it. For them to lie and act like it, but they know their personality. They know they don't want to see anybody else's point of view but theirs. You can't break what you can't understand. You can't break what you can't understand. You can't break what you can't understand. Look at this guy. He in it for self, right? Young Jim. He in it for self, right? I don't pay attention to everybody in his jury because it's not about that. But God said, I wish you the best. If these kids focus on jury, how can they grow? It never been about me. It took me a while to get a piece of jewelry when I really got a job to even go buy expensive jewelry out the mall. But if they think about that, they won't grow. If it's all about making a dollar more than this and putting themselves to grow, they never, if they worry about what they see on TV, how can they understand? Success come with jewelry, come with learning. It come with picking up that book. That's what success comes with. It don't matter about the jury and what the words they say. You have to find out for yourself because people gonna tell you which way to go, but they ain't gonna tell you how to be successful. And Angel Marie and the rest of them, they trying to move you off your spot, right? Look at the situation. God said we already losing, right? Uh, you know, if I leave here, you won't have nothing. Oh, why we just can't let bygone? We walk away from this situation. Governor Abbott and Trump and all of you, we can walk away from it. Now, I have been mighty nice with society and all of these things, but we're not going to play it that way with people. Now, the people I talk to from around the world and people I talk to in Chicago, I got to tell them thank you, but it's not always as simple because other people belief will try to ruin that. The bind is more tight than what they think, right? Me connecting with everybody. What makes you different? I know what I have to do and I know the challenges that I have ahead. And I still got a lot to work on. And I'm ready for it. But I'm going to do it while I'm successful. I'm going to do it when the walls and the pools in the yard. And we ain't going to rush outside. We ain't going to rush. We're going to enjoy the pool in my house. We're going to enjoy the TV or watching Heartland and cable. We're going to enjoy it, but we're still going to work. I don't have to. One thing, I'm not going to be on the streets talking about a gun. Talking about F this, I'm a gang, I can't, parting up a rag. That's not what I'm about. I want to have fun. If I'm on the streets, I want to talk about my shoes, talk about my pizza, talk about the favorite things, all of those things if I'm hanging out on the sidewalk or the streets. I don't want to talk about putting a gun. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about hanging out and doing the things like that. My shows, if I want to connect with the friends, like, hey, how you doing this? Let's talk about something. Now, back in a long time in Carrollton, when we stayed in an apartment with the mayor, everybody used to lead a park by the elementary school and a couple other people we used to be on the bikes together. Times have changed, right? Look how you letting this go on. And then your social security taunted me. You let them get away with it, right? But them cars don't matter, right? They don't matter what they did, right? Your opinion, their opinion, even when they care the most, right? You don't care if your workers what they did, Governor Abbott. See, Yellow Breezer a palm. He just care about the money. You know what I stand for? I stand for growth. I stand for the right to choose my own destiny. I had a evaluation done. I have to say this because that evaluation, I was at Newman Smith, was very important to me. And I had to remember that when I sat down at Newman Smith. It's to talk about what I'm good at, right? You more good at your hands than anything, right? It's more good at your hands, right? You say you're more good at your hands more than anything. But they ask me about what goes on in the world. Oh, I can't control what goes on in the world. Then they asked me, "Do you supposed to be with somebody?" They got mad about that because I was talking to this girl named Dolores. They want to live in the moment. I want the plan in the moment. They want to live in the moment. I want the plan in the moment. That's the difference between those things. That's the difference between those things. That's the difference between they want to live in the moment. I want the plan in the moment. But we don't got the same goal when you just want to live in the moment. When you don't have that same ambition when we in school at 14, 15 years old at Newman Smith, you don't have that same desire to push your boundary of growth and education. That's why we was never the same. Dolores, none of them. We was never the same. I wanted it more. The growth. I wanted to push the boundaries of myself more. I was never the same. You probably always wonder about me. I wonder about you too. I learned about you in the legislators and the senators in school. That's how, when it was time for me, when we learned about the legislative branches and the senators, that's why when it was time for me, I knew exactly where to go. Because I learned about you at Newman Smith and Capitol Hill. So my teaching them taught me. So I knew exactly what to do when the time was right. Because I learned about you when I was at Newman Smith and the president, the legislative branch of the different branches that we taught, right? Hmm. Huh. We know this day was going to come, but you still willing to be on their side. They matter so much, but we don't matter. That's wrong. But they got many more chances and they take their chances for granted. God hear a million souls. They got kids in wheelchairs that just let me tell you, a person that can't speak, that kid Nelly, that kid that Nelly hold, right, in a wheelchair, right? Let me tell you something. And another kid, we're not even thinking. There's another person in a wheelchair. When you feed your kid and you take your kid out to somewhere in a wheelchair, I bet you they probably getting judged or not understood and not understanding. A person work at Cinemax in Addison and Webb Chapel over there, and he worked at the AMC theater, and he got a wheelchair, and he had a problem with Social Security. Marissa Mama, I do music with, had a problem with Social Security. Chicago, New York, people I talked to from all over have that same problem, right? But they just haven't had the balls in the PUSS to stand up for it, right? That person that took me for granted told me to sue her as if you want. All right. I'm out to ask Miss Crystal and the civil rights for $30 million, not just a one-time fee. For the neglect and abuse and the taunting that what you stand for. What you stand for, right? We got Yellow Breeze in this port because Yellow Breeze wanted to lie, right? Yellow Breeze wanted to lie, right? When I was trying to attack Social Security, told me to shut up and then they started lying, right? Boosie started lying. But that guy, that guy that taunted me, I'm gonna make him out an example at that call center. That person that say I can't decide with discipline, or we gonna talk about it, Governor Abbott. We are going to talk about it, Governor Abbott. I want them to hear me because that guy. I'm a message him. Let's talk about it, Governor Abbott. Let's talk about that guy taunting me at the call center. You know that guy in McKinney said. The guy in McKinney said when he told me he was difficult, they said it would call. But Nancy Pelosi and them and Trump say they got the calls. But you know that doctor tried to play me, asked me a question. But if I would have answered that question, they would have kept me in there like the racist shit they are. Right? Let me tell you, I don't care what none of them are saying right now. None of them have to say right now. I found out that I got a caseworker in Atlanta that's on my case. I'm in Texas, but I got a caseworker, and I got caseworkers in other states. That means if I got a caseworker in Atlanta, I got people that's working on the cause, and I have to trust and hope in that. And then when Joe Biden said give him time, that means I have to give him time to work on no get no calls. Once I call Atlanta, understand that I got a case working on my case, that means other states are working on getting the calls together, and it's taking time, and I'm working on it. But the enemy, now, and I told you that the enemy, where everything is going on, they stopped me from going to the Social Security and calling. They come up, all because of Yellow Breeze and them wanted to come up and Trap Boy Freddy and the rest of them in community. Let me tell you something. You probably wasn't there, but you was a part of it. You wasn't, and I'm gonna tell the Justice Department, you probably wasn't there, but you was a part of it. You was a part of it. You was a part of the planning of it, what y'all did to me. I don't want to hear that you innocent. And I'm gonna tell the Justice Department and the Civil Rights Against the State of Texas and Yellow Breeze, you probably wasn't there, but you was a part of the planning, right? What words that was said in character that night? You dumb and you retarded, and you scared of your little brother. Why you like a street toke over and terrorize me, right? Huh? But God said they want to have compassion while somewhere at. And look at the mayor just smiling and just brushing it off like it don't matter, right? Huh? Right? Huh. It's sad. Look at you. Hey, you know what I just told the Justice Department and the Civil Rights? The game say you don't love me no more. And the game says some nigga with the money ain't scared. The person that believe in God ain't scared. But Yellow Breeze, he play a fiction game where he don't understand. I gotta prove all that to you, right? Just like Doug McMillan, corporate office looked at me with racism, right? They think I didn't know who they were, that smiling in my face. I know what you are, but I'm better. I know what you are, but I'm better than that, right? I told Joe Biden and I told her, the Justice Department, Doug McMillan's scared. You scared to let me in? You scared of change? You scared to let God in? That's the question. You scared to let God in? Now they trying to hide the cause. The 911. Look at the little racist liars. Oh man, look at the racist liars. Look at the racist city hall members. Look at the racist lie. Look at the racist Texas trying to hide the cause. But you want to stone somebody when the senator could have prevented this, when Trump could have prevented this from happening. They could have stopped it where the need at. But you need your community, but you don't need God, right? You need them more than you need God, right? Trump and y'all, right? You need them more than you need God, right? That's the point. You need them more than you need God. God know when your heart is at 50%, 60% believe in him. He know when you doubt him a little bit. Senator Ted and them and the rest of y'all. I bet you he know the percentage that your heart is at and your spirit is at. They're like on Dragon Ball Z, right? I asked for something. Now this is gonna make up from the job court, your schools, and all of those things. We got a lot of catching up to do. I always been independent. It's sad. They matter the most. But you have the nerve to ask where your tax dollars at, right? That's foul. I see what side that you on. And this buffooning that's going on with Yellow Breeze and Trap Boy Freddie and them. Boy, they need some help. Boy, they need some help. I'm just ready to walk away from you, man. I'm ready to walk away from all of this lies and this racist lie to win. To win at all costs. You know what the problem is? You think you can't make it out the hood because you go against each other. Instead of showing the love of the spirit and loving each other, you go against the grain. And all you think you can't make it out. That's what you think, God said. It ain't nothing to do where it can have a billion Americans on and rap. But you gotta know me inside to make everybody in every community around the world to win. They gotta be able to put me first and understand it and work at it every day with discipline and not argue with your neighbor, not do these things, argue with them 24/7. The lady said I burned a lot of bridges. I burned a lot of bridges with racism on my horoscope. Huh. You know, when I die, I don't want to be remembered as Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or any one of them. That's when I'm 95. I want to be remembered of understanding this American world and understanding the challenges and what our American people put us through with their selfish mindsets. But I'm not judging. I've been in a 4-year relationship and I know what I've seen and I still stay by somebody's side. I never judged. I always know something. So God said we have to move with the thing, and I never judged, and I stood by her side. And I seen things. So that don't matter at the end of the day when this is all over. But trust and believe that they're going to make sure they never tampered with me ever again. And we can't do it in this community because they can't get their act together. We don't have self-ground with peace and harmony. We need gates around it. Governor Abbott, after everything that's going on, you think we can just live in this harmony with everything has been going on? You think we can just live in society, take where the enemy can always be a threat to us and guard when they don't want to change their ways? They talking about can't be on when they don't want to, when the community don't. T.I. talked about something on his song, talked about community growing. How can the community grow? Yeah, I have a selfish ambition. How can it do? And you all don't want anybody else to grow. You call each other out of each other's name, and instead of coming together, instead of calling each other snitches, why you don't come together and win together? America win together, but everybody don't want to deal with politics, and they're in it, and they don't want to deal with it, right? Hey, people want me, let them look the way they want to look. But God said, I catch on to my enemy spirit and ahead of time. And God said, I will know what to do. I'm not univiolent, but yeah, they want to take somebody out. Yeah, they got hatred, but they ain't going to take me out. I'm here for a long time. And since Governor Abbott put me in and Trump put me in, their job is at risk. Their career is on the line. The mayor lives is on the line. Nobody don't want nothing to do with you, man. That just sad you let this go on for far long. They watching and I know they are. My phone just died, guys. So I had to get back on here. But they matter the most, right? I wish you the best of luck. And it's sad what's going on there. And then the lady got the nerve to say, sue us if you want. You know, God said we're going to be good. If not, how can we understand it? But they want us to be calm and want us to act normal when they have racist issues. But they act like they scared of us. And they want to act normal, right? That's pitiful. I seen it in the Galleria Mall in 2019. I seen it in the mall and I seen it at the Walmart. But you can't accept us. But when God said when we start to speak up and our voice get a little bit loud and we say something that then you want to hear us. Then you act scared. Then you start to trip. But God said, when we talk about putting that weapon up, putting the weapon up, then and saying something we don't mean, then you're gonna listen in, right? Then you're terrified of that. You know why violence happens? Because you refuse to listen to each other. You refuse to hear each other out. Your point of views and your arguments gonna be the death of all of us in America. It's gonna be the death of us in America. So you choose those things. But it's sad. I don't know, it's sad at what's going on. But it's like that, right? Yeah. I want to see if Senator Ted got that Trump actually got those calls when Tunton was going on, right? Miss Nancy Pelosi got those calls, right? Let's test the waters, Governor Abbott. Let's test the waters a little bit, Governor Abbott. Let's see how we can test those waters. I'm asking you to come on with it. Bring it. Like The Rock said, bring it. The guy proved me wrong with that guy in McKinney told me. Prove me wrong. Prove that guy wrong in McKinney. Prove him wrong. I say, I want you to prove him wrong then. Because he told me y'all not recording it. Prove that. And we can never get the calls and get the lady name because they hang up. You see, you want the name. I had to deal with a lady at MetroCare the other day. That's why I didn't even want to go back to them. Like, it's shit. I can't have everybody calling me and different people. Shit. I see your missed phone number, and sometimes I don't even change my ass machine. And people got to realize that. You don't check your ass machine, but you got the number in your phone. And you're going to call the number back. You're not going to actually change the answer machine, but you're going to call it back. Right? Those are the things you're going to do at the end of the day. So I don't need to, say who and all of that. You questioning me. And you already had a problem with what you said before that in that doctor's office. You and that caseworker. And I did a civil rights thing. So you already had a little thing. Don't cry. That's why I left the first MetroCare. That's why I didn't want to be a part of that black doctor when you question somebody and people call. It's always got some stupid stuff going on with these doctors and these Social Security. That's why give me back to my doctor. That's why the reason why I don't like MetroCare. I don't like it, dog. I don't like it because the way they act and they try to deny stuff. Damn, I talked to somebody called me back, start questioning. That the same thing with that black doctor, man, in Carrollton, Texas, MetroCare. That's the same thing with him off of Trinity. No, you want to play like you dumb. You want to you supposed everybody supposed to remember everybody damn name when you got different people working for you every damn day. Shut up, man. Different people answering calls. Shoot, you think when I go to the Plano doctor over there, the doctor, you think I'm having that, but I gotta try to remember 8, 9, 10 people names sometimes. Every time I go, no, they better go. That's why I didn't want no business with MetroCare. It always something. They got a black doctor in Carrollton, Texas. And he just stupid. He just ain't right, guys. He just a stupid man. And I don't want to deal, you have some of those doctors that's mindset is stuck up in their old ways, and you giving them doctor degrees, but without checking the personalities and the point of views. You gotta have a doctor that got the point of views and also got the personality. And most of these doctors that got their degree, their personality is not there. So it get hard when the personality's not there. Like you get these doctor degrees, but you ain't figuring out how they operate, how they communicate, how they behave themselves. That's where you let these doctors getting degrees, and yeah, you can take, but the personality is really important into the doctor business because you have to have that great communication and that great. And some of these doctors they don't deserve it. Now, in my life, I had to deal with some childish women in my life when they couldn't give a damn. And I get to a point in my life when I'm dealing with a lot of things, and people will make my life a living hell when they can women, girls can't give what they want. I'm trying to deal with a lot of many of things, but you talking about participating. You ain't never gonna change when you play by their rules and society rules, but you don't play by God rules. You don't listen to God where things need to change at. And Trap Boy Freddy, boy, look, Trap Boy Freddy talking about owning a house, boy, he's something. He's something. A trap house, he's something. Look at him. Then he talking about not being on the streets, and he talking about he been in the hood every damn day. You make up your damn mind, Trap Boy Freddy. You don't know what you want to do, man. You confuse yourself. You don't know if you in the streets. You say you in the streets all day. Then you say I'm always in the hood all day. You don't know what you want to do. You just make up lies to make up lies. He don't know what he talking about a trap house. I'm sorry. I tell you, if I have a thing, boy, people are being there with computers. Each woman have a computer in their house, and if you got your bed, you got your computer, your 10 bedroom. And I ain't trying to control you, you hear me? But if you with that dumb stuff and not the one to listen, you can go on to get out. You know, I ain't trying to do all of that. No, baby, you got your own free will, but you ain't gonna cost me my motherfucking freedom of my life dealing with you, baby. I'm gonna move you straight out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Talking about he know how to run something. Well, look, I have people in there having their own room, their own computer. They be going to school. You don't know that. Yeah, but look, you don't know any damn thing. Boy, he's something. I'm sorry that I gotta talk about this because he talk about politics. Every woman be having their computer, they be going to school, get a grant, you be doing stuff. You gotta educate. You gotta educate the women too while you at it. While they doing it, time I own in the trap, you gotta educate them, make sure they're in books, put them in education, and make sure they have a computer, they can get to access to books on the computer, and all of that. So you talk about something, but you don't know how to do it. Huh. You don't want me to have a 20 bedroom mansion house. I'll show you how to do it, dude.